Hello creeps, witches and other monsters. My name is Christel and the spooky season has ended. It's November and you know what that means. Last month was October and I participated in Witchtober. So let me take you onto a magical journey where I tell you the story behind the art. So, for day one, the classical witch. I thought it would be fun to start, Witchtober with the Wicked Witch of the West, from The Wizard of Oz, or Selena from Once Upon a Time, same thing. In hindsight, I should have colored the flying monkey silhouette in the background, because somewhere it looks unfinished to me now. But besides that, I'm pleased with my first drawing of Witchtober. Day 2. Hat. Most witches' hats are dark and simple, like the one I'm wearing. I was debating whether I should draw the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter or my own version. So I opened Pinterest and looked for some inspiration, and this is what I came up with. I wanted the more goofy, nature-looking hat. Well, after I finished it, it immediately became my favorite drawing. But it was just the second day of Witchtober, so there will be more drawings that instantly became my favorite, and I will name them all. Day 3, the Kitchen Witch. Somewhere I wanted to draw a real life representation of witches, but I couldn't resist a little magic, which turned into sparkles. So this witch uses magic to help her cook. Somewhere I wanted to give this drawing a background, but I saw very early on that a background would make it very crowded, and kept it like this. I really liked how it turned out, but somewhere I'm still missing something in the background, but hey, what can you do? Day 4, herbs. I don't know, what the fuck is garlic doing there in a herb drawing? But hear me out. First of all, I love garlic. That's no joke. I put it in everything, and it's a staple in our kitchen, next to salt and pepper. But when I looked up a herbs list on Google, it said garlic. So I jumped at the opportunity and decided to draw garlic. The other herbs I draw are lavender, sage, cinnamon, and bay leaves, and of course a mortar and pestle to grind it all up. This was a short, I believe, I made. I link it up in the card over there, or in the description down below. Day 5, the Green Witch, which I didn't thought it through. Why is that? Because I was thinking of the Wicked Witch, who is a Green Witch, as a classical witch. But technically, you could draw her for the Green Witch. Oops. But what I meant with Green Witch is a witch that is very involved with plants and such, so probably also the herbs. This is also the first time I drew a male witch. Male witches are very underrepresented in general, so I want to include them in my Witchtober drawings. But the majority are still female witches. Unlike the herbs drawing, I can't tell you which plants I drew, except for the cactus right here. Anyway, day 6, the Pentacle. My dyslexic ass wrote it wrong on the prompt list. I decided to draw a reed around the pentacle and decorate it with some crystals around here and some little pumpkins and twigs and some leaves or feathers. But I love how it turned out, and this too became one of my favorites immediately. I did something here, and I'm afraid it's because of my nail polish, which are looking amazing right now. And I can't get it off and I hate it. But I scanned it in before that, so... Day 7, the Celestial Witch. I actually wanted to draw an astrology witch. In my opinion, they are the same. I'm probably insulting a lot of people right now. So this witch uses astral projection. I thought it was astro projection. Whoops. Sorry. And she knows all about the zodiac signs and the constellations. And that's why I drew the zodiac signs for Capricorn. What was the other one? Cancer and Pisces. I also drew two constellations, but for the life of me I can't find back what they are. I found it on Google and Google's not helping me anymore. So, moving on. Day 8, Familiar. This became my instant favorite again. Despite me having trouble drawing the damn cat. It took me like 2 hours before I finally had drawn the cat and I was happy with it. I took inspiration from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for both the cat and the spirit that's coming out of a shadow. So this is 2D and he becomes 3D. That was the general idea. And again, it just became my instant favorite. Day 9, the Crystal Witch. And if, according to me, if there's one thing or one stereotypical thing a witch should collect, it's crystals. This was the first drawing where I used 2 different fine liners instead of 1. And I used the thicker one to make a thicker outline around the character. To be honest, this one also became my instant favorite. I told you would hear that a lot. I mean, the thick outline around the character and the fine outline in the background for the crystals. It just makes the character pop for me. The character itself was out of my comfort zone because shaved hair to one side, all of the jewelry and the piercings. But I believe I did a very good job on this so far. Day 10, Grimoire. I drew a lot of books this October. A grimoire contains all of the witch's knowledge. And then we have a spell book, which contains spells. And a book of shadows, or BOS, which is a sort of personal witch's notebook. It also contains all of the witch's knowledge, but with personal touches. I wasn't sure on what to put in this book, so I went with the easiest thing I could think of, the moon. Moving on. Day 11, the Sea Witch, and every time I hear Sea Witch I think of Ursula from The Little Mermaid. I don't know why, but yeah. So I decided not to draw Ursula and draw a real life Sea Witch. Why real life? Because there is nothing magical about a girl in a bikini walking on the beach. Yeah. Bottles. I also took some inspiration from Harry Potter with the liquid luck over here. Sort of cheated with the jar of fresh leeches because, well, it ain't the potion and it's a jar. So, yeah. About this little test tube, I really want to tell you about that. Especially what it says on the label. Because, well, you only see on le CT. So what does it actually say? Poison apple extract. So it was also inspired by Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Day 13, Elemental Witch. He's the Avatar! Sorry, I had to say that. I don't know how, I don't know why, but This witch looks like how I draw Dracula. At least his face. And that's also why he has chest hair and arm hair. Because the moment I saw that, it was like, well, then I'm gonna go all the way. People didn't really like this drawing. Although I don't know why. Because I do like it. So I'm a little bit sad about that, to be honest. Moving on. Day 14, Altar. Altar. It's a combination of things I already drew and things to come. The things I drew for a second time were the wreath with the pentacle, garlic, the mortar and pestle, technically the jar, the crystal and sort of the grimoire, and technically also the moon signs up here. Things to come, the moon, cauldron, and actually the candle and this pendulum. Speaking of the pendulum, day 15, the divination witch. Look, 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 pendulum. So what is a divination witch? Divination. Well, divination. This word is the art or craft of telling the future, fortune. And there are many ways to do so, like with the crystal ball, the pendulum, the Ouija board, and I love that I made it sort of banner out of the Ouija board. A scrying mirror, which should actually have been black, but I didn't colored it in black. And of course, tarot cards or oracle cards. Oh, and of course, palmistry. That's also a thing. But I want to tell you so much about these cards because, well, focus, thank you. Because they're telling a story. You have the first one, which is the Fool. And the second one is the Eight of Sticks. And the last one is the Third of Swords. So, what is the story behind those cards? Let me tell you. You are going to make a journey, a new start as an innocent. By going on a journey that leads you to communicating better. And in the end, you will be liberated. But not without heartbreak. I thought that would make a fun story. You tell me. And bibbidi bobbidi boo, day 16 is a wand. What can I say? It's a wand with a crystal on top of it. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to ask you to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and leave a comment. Just tell me which day, which artwork you like the most, which one you like the least, or just say hi. I will say hi back. For day 17, a pagan witch. Someone suggested a druid witch, and I made it a pagan witch out of it. Sorry, Matty. Somewhere I think the green witch and the elemental witch are sort of combined in the pagan witch because of the nature thingy. And apparently my brain went like, what's more nature than being pregnant? So she's pregnant. First from drawing a pregnant woman, by the way. Same goes for the raven, which I filled with a raven. Bro. Yeah, it really looks off. Anyway, day 18 already? Yes. Broom. Brum, 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 brum. Somewhere they were fun to draw, but I don't really have much to say about it. It took me like 10 minutes. Moving on. Day 19, Satanic Witch. I drew this one in the last video. I link it up here in the corner or in the description. So see, the candles are coming back. Day 20, the moon. I really regretted putting that on the prompt list when I had to start drawing for it. Why? Because how the fuck am I gonna draw the moon? Well, like this. So I thought I would do the moon phases again, but I thought that like that, no. So then, all of a sudden, one night at 3 AM when I couldn't sleep, of course, I hate it when that happens. Sorry. So I decided to draw a large circle and then sort of go Art Nouveau, stained glass kind of feel, or mandala kind of feel. I don't know. I like how it turned out. Also the cross hatching for the moon to indicate some shadows I really liked. I also like the not continuous lines with the clouds over here. And of course I had to put in some little stars. Of course the moons are not all really circular because, well, this was made with a helping tool. So was this, so was that. And then it became smaller and smaller. Then I had openings there next to the moons. And I wanted to fill that. Somehow I regret it, but I must say from a distance it looks amazing. From up close, I hate it. From far away, I love it. Day 21, the Banquet, and I really wanted to draw Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Do like how she turned out, but also not, because her face doesn't look like Hermione, Emma Watson. And yeah, Emma Watson is my Hermione Granger and she will always be. I do like how the book turned out, crafting spells. It's been so long, I think I was 12 when oh my god. Is that long ago? Oh my god. Anyway, I was 12. 12 was the age I had when I last draw Hermione, and believe it or not, but it really looked bad. So this is an improvement on that, so that's something. I hope. Day 22, Cauldron. I really was looking forward to it, even though it's a simple thing. What can I say? I drew it a little bit wonky, but besides that, I love how it turned out. Also love the magic coming out, that is overflowing, the cross hatching again. Somewhere the sign of the 3 moons, or the witch and the pentacle, I don't know. Like this video. Day 23, the Modern Witch, and I thought the Modern Witch does everything on their smartphone. So I thought it would be fun to see that this Modern Witch has all kinds of things open, like a tarot spread, what you need to know to grow and let go, and then how it goes. Number 1, what do you need to know? Number 2, what needs to grow? And number 3, what can you let go? Then a protection spell, very simple. Elements of the sun, elements of the day, come this way. Powers of night and day, I summon thee. And as you can see, it is a lot longer, so you can scroll down. And of course I had to include Pinterest. It says Witchtober, so it sort of looks like, because here, I don't know if you can see it, right here, if you focus, that's the divination witch. Then we have the moon, of course, another moon because La Luna, and the cauldron, of course the pentacle or stars, and then, well, I like pumpkins. I like the jack-o'-lantern. Day 24, the Fae. Well, what is the Fae? Fae is actually a collectible name for a lot of species. For examples, we have here the pixie, the kelpie, and the brownie. Well, you can also call this a fairy, but there is a difference between a fairy and a pixie. Pixie are more malicious of sorts. Yeah, the Kelpie is, I believe, in Scotland or Ireland. Folklore creature that looks like a horse. Well, it is a horse, but more of a water horse. Where when you put your hand on it or you ride it, you will stick to it and it will drown you. So, not a nice creature. So if you ever go to Scotland or Ireland and you see a horse near water, don't touch it. Then we have the brownie, and the brownie is sort of, I'm gonna offend a lot of people in the fae folk here. It's a house spirit that helps mostly the woman of the house with some chores. So they are not malevolent, but they can be if you disrespect them. To be honest, the fae folk are a very interesting thing to learn about if you want to. I mean, I want to, but I can't differentiate between all of them at the moment. But this is what I drew for the fae. Day 25, the Gothic Witch, and I have such a funny story about this. This is my favorite now, my ultimate favorite, and just because of one thing. I based this drawing off of Aurelio Voltaire. Check out his channel in the description. And the best thing is, I tagged him on Instagram for this drawing, and he liked it! And this why it's my ultimate favorite now. Because Voltaire liked this. He liked it. You can't imagine how fucking happy I am about that. Oh my god. So instead of me fangirling, perhaps I should go to the next day, day 26. This is Dave, and he's a voodoo doll. Well, the prompt is voodoo doll, but in a poll on Instagram I asked how we should call them, and people voted for Dave. So this is Dave, everybody. I really liked how he turned out, and he's also one of my favorites, but yeah, Voltaire liked this, come on people. Sorry, I really should stop doing that. Day 27, Coven Witches. I somehow liked how it turned out, and somewhere I don't. I regret the background, for example, but I do like how the shadows turned out. I really liked how the fire turned out until I went like, I'm gonna scratch all over the fire. So I have a love-hate relationship with this one. Day 28, jars, and this is why I said with potions I sort of cheated with the jar. So there is a second thing that I think is stereotypical for a witch to collect, and those are jars. Especially these little teeny tiny ones. But on the other hand, jars are probably more of a woman thing, because then really did. Shall I just get it? What the fuck not? I mean, this is a normal jar. It's very big, ain't it? And this is a teeny weeny tiny jar. Look at it. I mean, this is very handy, but this is so cute. It's so cute, don't you think? I believe I have a smaller one. Maybe I should not get it. No, I shouldn't. Let's move on. Day 29. That's me as a witch, and I actually don't like how it turned out. Somehow I like the pose. It's different from what I normally draw, but yeah. No, I didn't have any fun doing this. There are a lot of mistakes in here, and I'm not gonna point it out, but Yeah, people did seem to like it. I don't. Almost there. Day 30, the ritual. And I thought, well, a bath ritual. So we have the grimoire right here. Of course, there is a crystal, maybe something to drink, probably the moon water. Rose petals in there, and the rose petals are all in the bath like that. There's a candle that went out and 2 or more on. Sorry, 3. And there's soap. I really liked how the water turned out, that you sort of can see the bottom of the bath. But I also like how the petals turned out in there. I don't want to talk about the tiles in the background because they just fucked up. But yeah, I like it. And then we have the last day. Day 31, Samhain. Also known as Halloween or Hallows Eve. In the Wheel of the Year, or Witch's Wheel, whatever you prefer, it's called Samhain. I believe it's Gaelic. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. I know it doesn't say Samhain, it says Samhain, but apparently you pronounce it Samhain. And I took a slice out of the wheel. So, it was my Witchtober. If you like this recap, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, you should. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Also, leave a comment down below where you tell me which one was your favorite drawing or your least favorite drawing, or just say hi. My name is Christel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.